I want to be the person that was a good teammate first. Was a good teammate. Hopefully put other people before myself. And at the end of the day, also one that worked hard for everything that she got. And not just people think like it was you that to her.
I'm here today with FAU Softball's one and only Chloe Yeatts. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Of course.
Great to be back, huh? Yeah, you were here like a couple months ago, right? I didn't interview you though.
I think in, what was it, April? Maybe?
Sounds about
It
right.
was right before conference tournament.
SS. So it's before Tulsa?
Yeah.
Something like that? Yeah. Yes. Okay, I do remember. You were with Kylie, Jesse. Jesse just finished. So now it's just you and I.
Yeah.
So again, thank you for being here. So just kind of tell me all about you. Where did your softball journey begin? How old were you? Where were you? Start from the very beginning.
So I am a kid from a small town in Oklahoma. I grew up in Ardmore, Oklahoma. I started playing, it was t-ball. Started playing t-ball whenever I was 4. My dad played baseball his whole life. He played out of JUCO, then went to Indianapolis in D2. Played baseball there, was a pitcher. He started coaching in college, and then whenever I was old enough to play travel ball, he started coaching our travel ball team, and it kind of took off from there. I was never not gonna play this sport. It was always like, you're gonna play it.
Yeah.
So that's, I don't want to say like I was forced, but it was
Just like natural.
Right.
You were born to do it. Like you kind of like you were born into it. You didn't really have a choice.
yeah. Like my grandpa coached my dad. My dad coaches me. It's like a family. Family loves the sport.
What's one thing your dad taught you that stuck with you till this day?
You have to work for, sure. You gotta work hard for everything that you want. Nothing's gonna come with it to you. My softball journey isn't like the prettiest. I played on a travel ball team with a lot of dogs. Obviously like they would get recruited before I would. So I just kind of had to grind my way through it, but eventually I got noticed by a coach. It took off, or I ended up committing on September 7th, I think, of my junior year. And then that coach went to New Mexico. That's how I ended up at New Mexico. And then I hit the portal and I came here. But going back to, yeah, you just gotta work hard for everything you wanted. Most people didn't think that I was going, once I hit the portal, most people didn't think that I was going to end up at a place like FAU. Which was like, okay, keep doubting me. Okay, I was going to keep proving you wrong. That's how it was all in high school. Travel ball, everything like that. People would overlook me. Watch yourself. Keep doing it. It's okay.
What about FAU did people not think you were capable of doing here?
That it was a program on the rise. It was a really good program. They didn't think that, besides the people who knew me and the people that were really close to me, they didn't think that I was going to be able to succeed at a school like this that is really successful. No way, because I've always been successful. But in another part, I went back home this summer, and it was crazy the amount of phone calls and text messages that, like, my dad got say, "Oh, Zoe did it. Like, she went in the portal. She ended up at a really, really good program. So my daughter can do that, right?" Yeah.
What an odd thing to say.
Right. Just
What's
like
that even
under.
supposed to mean?
Oh no, it kind of felt like just underestimating me again, like going back to like the whole like was just fun. But I was like, I grinded and I worked my tail off last year in the weight room, at practice, like everything. It was a grind coming from my previous school that I was at to FAU. Like I saw the difference in being on a team was to being on a top 25 team was. And I knew that coming in, that like that was the expectation, and I was going to do whatever I had to do to not only just be on the team, but to be one of the stars. My goal was to start.
Right.
And so I was going to work my tail off to get to that point. And I found out what I was capable of, and I know I had it in me, but it was just awesome to kind of like see it come out and like get to lend out my dream here. It's been big.
And there's same people that probably thought like, again, oh, Chloe can do it, I can do it. Now, like you said, they're saying, oh, that's Chloe. Like, that's Chloe on TV. And now they're probably, from that point of view, they're like, oh, that's Chloe. Like, maybe I can do that. And now they're looking like, well, that's Chloe. You know what I mean?
It's also like not that easy. Like
Being a catcher is probably the most like challenging position in both softball and baseball.
yeah.
Have you always got a catcher?
So all growing up, I want to say it was either my 8th grade year or my freshman years whenever I started catching. But I was a first baseman. Really because we didn't like have a set first baseman, so my dad was like, "You're gonna do it." It's like, got all some coach. Yeah. And then the same thing happened when I got to high school. We didn't have one. So he said, "You know, I do it." So that's where I learned to be a catcher from. I will say, I like how it evolved and when I started because my body is as beat down as like it could have been if I would have started catching from like being little.
Yeah. What do you think I mean, obviously they're two very different positions, but which one do you feel like you learned things from playing both? Like, do you think you carried some things from playing at first base into being a catcher? Anything like that?
Yeah, actually. So whenever you, this is probably not the answer for what this question.
There's no right or
But-
right answer. Be kind of a dumb question, honestly.
No, it's okay. Like being a first baseman, people are gonna make wild throws, and you have to learn how to pick. I was really good at picking balls at first. Whenever I started learning how to catch, I wouldn't block a ball. I would just pick it, and it got on everybody's nerves. But like I wouldn't mess up. I would just pick it because I was good at it. Whatever I picked first, and so it was a whole thing trying to teach me how to walk. And then I eventually got it down. But yeah. That was probably like the one thing that I took from first to catcher. But being a catcher is really just, it's a selfless position. You have to put everybody on the team for yourself, which is, I do that every day anyway. So it wasn't anything new for me. But like, you have to know all your pitchers on the staff. Like, what are their go-to pitches? Like, what are their weaknesses? What are their strengths? How you talk to them? Do they need you to like pep talk them? Or do they need you to just be a level head and kind of be quiet, let them work through it. So they're both wildly different, but I would say I like the catching aspect of it more because you're involved in everything. Yeah, you're involved in everything, and you need to be in every catch, so it has to be just so.
Have you like? I mean, I can't even imagine like being there and just seeing like 65-mile-an-hour ball is coming at your face. Like, your reaction time, of course, has to be like second to none. But it's also like, do you ever flinch?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
especially like when hitters will swing and like they foul. Like I'll see the swing, and most of the times, like you will, if there's a picture, my eyes will probably be closed. Like it's just so funny. I don't know how to catch it or catch it, but yeah, it's crazy. The movement you can see on the ball back there, which being a catcher is also helpful whenever you're a hitter too, because you can recognize like patterns of like what a ball's going to do. Now, nobody go back and clip me swinging at the rise ball at Florida. Okay, I was nervous. But just think that's sad. You would a homer. Yeah. I knew it was gonna come eventually. I was just so nervous, and I still nobody clipped that. But yeah. Forgot the question.
No, it was just like, do you ever flinch?
Oh,
That was pretty much, yeah. In a nutshell.
all the time,
Yeah.
especially when a ball's coming in the dirt.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say, like, just like the pop-up, I can't even imagine just like, and you plus, I mean, regardless of all the gear you have on, like the face coverings and like the pads and everything, like, I'm sure regardless, if a ball pops up and hits you, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna sting a little. Just not nearly as much as if like you're at that and a ball is like.
So like I said, I wasn't good at the whole blocking thing at first. It took me some time to like force myself to put my body on a line to stop a ball. Yeah. Though I was like fully geared up and everything, it's still like the mental part of it was like, yay, you have to stop the ball with your body.
Actually, I didn't sign up for that.
Yeah.
Is the ball supposed to go here, not here?
But
if you're no.
The worst part is whenever you go to like block a ball and you think you have it, and then it just hits you on like the inner part of your thigh. That's painful.
You know that dog meme where it's just
Yeah, seriously. It's like there's whenever I was at New Mexico, no, it wasn't like it was a foul ball. I have the video on my phone. It's after the girl, she's left-handed hitter, she swings. Mind you, we're playing at Utah State. And this has my thing too. I did. That's okay. Yeah. Well, playing at Utah State, it is like it feels like it's in the negatives, but it's probably like 25 degrees. I was like, yeah. Like I had the football hand warmer, like on my back with hot hands in it. Girl swings, she fouls it off, and it goes right, boom, right on the kneecap. One would think, oh, you have shin guards on, it's fine. It hit above the shin guard, and I like flop over, and I just like look like a fish in water. Yeah, so catching's painful.
Yeah, to say the least. I mean, plus it's like the pitcher, like pitching in baseball versus softball, they're much closer in softball. I mean, the ball's also like bigger, so like in return it doesn't go as fast, but you're still closer. So it's just,
Yeah.
it's not charged.
Yeah. But kind of coming full circle for when you were at New Mexico, entering the portal to now, was how many other schools were interested in you besides FAU?
There were a lot of smaller schools, like D2s and D3s, who reached out immediately. There were a couple other mid-majors that reached out, but I would say I knew what I wanted, and I was at this glass ceiling, and I just didn't know how to break through it at my other school, and I had so much more, like I dreamed of so much more for myself, and I wasn't going to be satisfied not breaking through that glass ceiling.
I like that analogy.
Right. So I entered the portal, and I had to do the reaching out and putting my name out there. Because again, small town kid, Oklahoma, I wasn't like a big name in the portal. It was just, I was hoping for a better situation. And I actually was funny. I was talking to Coach Jordan last year. So I reached out to her, and my old recruiting coordinator for my travel ball team reached out to her. So that's how she kind of found me. So then I texted her, we started texting, and then I got on campus, did the whole thing. Well, I can't remember, it was in the spring semester last year. She was like, I know something funny. I go, what? She goes, I just now read your email from whenever you were in the portal.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God.
Jordan said that? That's hilarious.
It was so funny. But like, that lady gets tons of emails.
Oh, sure.
Like, and so everything worked out and it was fine. I just thought it was hilarious. I was like, oh wow.
Like invisible string, right?
Seriously. I was like, if we wouldn't have texted or anything, then like who knows where I would be at. But going back to your question, a lot of schools, I knew my name out there. I had to contact coaches and just take a leap of faith and trusting God's plan that he had for me. And so,
Yeah, because that was meant to be my next question, is what made your decision to commit to FAU so easy?
so like I said previously, whenever I hopped in the portal, I knew that I wanted to be at a winning program and see myself do things that I couldn't do at my other program. And so it's the funniest thing, I discovered FAU Softball on TikTok.
Really?
Yes. I swear. Like,
How up was it?
just like the girls on the team just posting their pregame TikToks. Like, that's how I found it. The first thing I was like, oh wow, they are really good useful. So I'm glad about that. The powder blues are little. It was like the all red one. I was like, that's nice. And so it was about a little bit before the conference tournament, like for everybody who was playing in a conference tournament. So I just started watching them, and then they met to regionals. I watched the regional, and I was like, okay. I didn't know anything about the program. I just knew that is a mid-major who made it to a regional. Like, yeah, I want to be a part of that. Yeah. And so, I was just like, all right, FAU's going to my list. So I put it on my list, and then whenever I hopped in a portal, sent that email, texted Coach Jordan, and it was just history.
What would you say is the most defining part in your softball?
I would say, maybe I don't know if it's the right answer, but proving to myself that I could be. Because in the fall last year, I was surrounded with like amazing players. I've been travel ball for really good players, but just seeing the grind and like every aspect of like what it took to be a part of the top 25 program, I was kind of like in shock. I say, this is culture shock. Right. Not saying that I couldn't do it, but I was just nervous that I wasn't going to perform. I wasn't going to be able to do it. And so the Coach Tori had to come to Jesus and went. She was like, I picked you for a reason. I'm like, I know you can do it. So I would say coming here and proving to myself that I can play at this level. And also not saying my family ever doubted me, but just showing them like they did exactly what they were supposed to do with me. Everything that they did, all the work that my dad and my grandpa put, because little backstory. So at my grandparents' house, we have a full softball field with an indoor facility in the backyard.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I can send pics, like, maybe insert it there if you want to.
My viewer.
But it's really cool. So they built that for me and for my travel ball team. And just knowing that all of their hard work, their money, their time investment in me, not just only my dad, my grandpa, but with my whole family, that it paid off. And just making everybody proud. Like whenever I went back home for the summer, everybody was like, FAU is amazing. Like, this, I loved watching y'all, like the dugout and everything. And just being able to show the little girls from back home that it is possible. Oh, yeah.
And like, everyone being from Oklahoma, everybody knows OU. They like want to go to OU. Oh, yeah. And so, but just showing them like, you can be successful and not go there. Right. You can go to the same tournament that will use it and all that stuff. So just showing everybody that it is possible. Just keep your head down and work hard for everything that you are.
Would you say all of the hard work and everything you've put into where you're at now, would you say that's the most rewarding part of your journey so far?
It, as much as it is hard and sometimes it sucks, and there's days where you're like, I can't do this. It is rewarding, and I don't want it to end. So that's why like it kind of hasn't hit me yet that this is my last year to do it, because I'm a true senior and I don't have like, I didn't have a redshirt year. So it hasn't hit me because I still think I'm going to come back next year and play again. I know. But just knowing that this last year, I'm going to like give it everything that I have, because I don't have another opportunity to play again. And ending a career at FAU, it's going to be amazing.
What would you describe in one word? How would you describe FAU softball coach?
One words. You said the FAU softball culture. Driven. We're very driven. We have goals that we want to achieve, and I don't think that we're satisfied until like those goals will be reached. And like the other two were talking about on the podcast before, like our next goal is to make it to super regional and win a conference tournament, make it to super regional, because we won our regular season championship back to back. We made it to regional back to back. We won our first game in Adoration this past year. So now you're looking at those things and you're like, okay, there's still so much more we have to accomplish, and we're gonna work until we reach those things. And I feel like we haven't been on a field yet, but I feel like with this group, like this year's group, dreams will become reality.
When was your first time back?
Thursday.
Oh yeah, we will start practice Thursday. How is this new group looking? So are we buying a couple of new girls?
I am really excited to see the transfers and what they can do. They are all super successful at their previous schools, like McKenna. Yeah. She looks like she's a dog.
She was at Mercer, right?
No.
She got
Ball State. Okay, but it was at Ball State. Hannah was at Mercer. Did we play her? Yes, I did. So it influenced me. But I mean, I trust Coach Jordan, obviously, because she brought me here. But
no bias.
Yeah, no. I trust what she sees in people, and I know she's not going to bring anybody in here that's not going to help us achieve those goals that we have set for ourselves. And then the freshmen,
I'm super excited to see what they have. Obviously, freshman year is a little hard because you don't know what college is like. But I feel like they're going to fit right in and they're going to work just as hard as everybody else is. And I really began to feel like this could be a good year.
So, who was someone that you looked up to that you felt like you aspired, you wanted to be like?
I would say, like, whenever I was little, a kid from Oklahoma, you always watch FAU Softball. Lauren Chamberlain. I loved how, because growing up, I was a little bit of a bigger kid. I mean, I wasn't big. I was just powerful. Yeah. And seeing someone like her embracing the beauty and the power that she has and how successful she was. And I was like, that's awesome. And then her doing the, what photo shoot was it? It was a photo shoot. I can't just put it, was just like Navy. But it was just like embracing an athlete's body.
Yeah.
And growing up, like being in middle school, you know, kids are got big keys and maybe, yeah, right? And I was bigger, not bigger. I was just, you were like stronger. Right. And just seeing like that photo shoot to Malachi, I was like, okay, it is okay. Yeah, exactly. Like being strong is beautiful. And so really, I would say her, looking up to her whenever I was little, that was the one I can remember. That and then my dad. Yeah. I mean, the Lord help us if we up to my dad. Yeah. So he, like I said, he brought me into this sport. There have been really hard days together, but then there have been like really awesome days together. And him just telling me about like his journey that he had playing sports and everything. I'd say yeah, that's what.
Would your dad give you that like tough love? What would he kind of? I feel like that like no athlete who's ever been coached by their parents have ever been like, yeah, you know, they let me golf kind of soft, you know, like coaches get no. I feel like they're the hardest on you more than any other player on it.
Oh yeah. When we would have travel ball practice and I would mess up, he'd like make me go front foul poles until he got tired of watching people. Yeah, and then there were other times where he would hit me ground if I would go to fill the ground ball at first and then move out of the way because I was scared of it. After practice or the next day or whenever, he'd get up off the balls and he'd throw me and hit them at me, just like wah, wah, until I learned how.
That's character development.
Seriously. And he posted it on Facebook one time. He was like, in all the ground balls that would be considered child abuse. And I was like, yeah. But, okay. I mean, again, it turned me into the player who I am today. I would trade it, right? I wouldn't trade it for the world. And yeah, it's so funny to think about now. Like, I agree. You know, when me and my brother were little, obviously, like, we get spanked. Yeah, right. We get that. And then, but there are also some times where he would make us do like physical punishment. Like wall sits. Yeah, thanks. There is pictures on my dad's Facebook of me and my little brother doing wall sits. You're crying. Yes.
No,
face beat red. Face beat red. And I'm sitting on the wall like this.
Are you serious?
These
books on your legs? No.
We had to run around the field that we had at my grandparents' house. We had to do that. We had to do so many push-ups. We had to do wall sit for like, I think almost 9-10 minutes. And after that, I was like, I'm never doing something to make him bad again. I was gonna sit. That's like traumatizing. Seriously. But now I look at, I'm like, that was face. All those squats when you're like that. Yeah, it's helped. But yeah, like you said, character development.
That's hilarious. Would you say that's like one of the more humbling experiences you've had with softball?
There have been a lot of humbling moments for me, but more so like funny humbling moments. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. There's like so many. There's so many moments where there's so much funny stuff that has happened to me that I just used to like hit the forget button and like never think about it again. But yeah, that would have to be. That would have to be wonderful. I was gonna say, speaking of funny, you've gotten on no contact softball. Yeah. But one of, I think it was you and Coach Shelby. Man, who texting that Chloe gets in yesterday. Because at that point, because I was at FIU, And that was like our bad FIU game. It was really bad. But I don't remember what it was, but I was going on an 0 for streak.
Did you get hit that day?
No. Oh, well, I remember me getting on. I just don't know if it was by a hit or a walk. It might have been a ground ball and I got on by somehow, but I don't know. But Coach Shelby was, I need you to get it together a little bit. And I was like, trust me, I'm trying. I'm trying. So then she did that, and she was like, because that was one of her things. It was like, we manifested things last year. Won't give away all of our secrets. But that was one of the things that like she would do with us. And she'd grab my shoes, like she grabbed my hands like we did it, and then someone clipped us. And then it got onto context. And I was like,
That's hilarious.
yeah.
I remember I was talking, I think, with Della and Sierra about no contact softball. That was one of the topics of discussion. That's we
Yeah.
FAU softball loves softball. What does it mean, with all of that being said, what does it mean to you to get to represent FAU softball?
It means a lot. Every time I put on our practice shirt or I put on a jersey, I know that this represents hard work and represents a grind. Like, you are grinding every day you are here. Nothing is going to be easy. But like we talked about earlier, all the hard work does pay off. And so whenever I put the jersey on or I put the practice shirts on or whatever it is, it means everything to me because I told you I came here to accomplish some things, like goals that I had set for myself, and I accomplished those things last year. And so just knowing that I get to represent one of the best programs, like top 25 programs in the country, it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling to know that I was a part of that team last year who did so well. Going back home, I almost started crying because there was a little girl that I held coach, and her dad sent me a picture the other day, and like she bought my jersey, and it was like so big on her that she was on. Yeah, it had my name and the number on it and everything. I was just being able to represent FAU and bring it. I mean, now everybody knows who FAU is. Yeah, obviously, but just being able to bring it back home, and being able to talk about it, see like this program, like we do this, and this, and you're gonna work hard, all that stuff. It feels so good because my dad's travel roles, like they'll ask me because some of them are interested in FAU, but I'm like, you're gonna come here and you're gonna work and you're gonna grind, but it's gonna be summer great. So just being able to represent FAU whenever I'm not here, I would say that part of it is awesome.
Yeah.
To do.
But I feel like the working grind goes even better when there's palm trees surrounding the entire stadium.
I went home and I was like, oh my.
So what kind of culture shock was that like, just going from Oklahoma to palm trees and the beach?
It was amazing. Oh my god. I thought like, I mean, this place is called Paradise, but I was like, this is paradise. But it was awesome. One really cool part was I went home for Christmas break. It was like, you're so tan. I live in Florida, guys. We don't have winter here. Yeah. And the guy who saw me, though, everybody was like, I'm so jealous. You live in Florida. Da 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 da. This is what happens to our cars. So.
And I'm sure you get even more tan when you're running.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, because you actually tan faster when you're like active and moving. Yeah. But speaking of active and moving, I heard you guys, since we're coming back on the topic of punishments, why did you guys have to run every single stair in this football stadium?
It wasn't a punishment.
Oh,
It was.
I feel like that in itself is a punishment. But
It was. So Coach Jordan likes to do this thing called the Amazing Race. Is there a TV show about it or something? Who's there? Yes. Okay. So that's where she got the idea from. I guess they did it the year before I got here, and then they did it the year opposite there. But so we conditioned on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it was either a Tuesday or a Thursday that we did it, and it was just we did different things. And at the end of each event, she gives a clue for our next one. So this was just like a conditioning part. It wasn't a punishment or anything. But it also built a lot of character. So, but yeah,
that was probably one of the more humbling experiences, I bet.
oh yeah, I said this whenever I did the podcast able, but after I got done, because we finished down here by the statue.
Yeah, the Howard Stoneberg.
Right, yeah. We finished down there and I just started hysterically crying.
I don't know why.
Wait, no, I don't mean to laugh, but
No,
just,
seriously.
you just like,
Seriously, I got down to the statue. I was like, I did. And I started busting out crying. I wasn't like mad. Was I like tired? Yeah. I wasn't sad. I was happy I finished, but like, I think it was everything hit me at once. I just started, oh, you was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I was crying.
again, the 5 stages of grief. Yeah, that's hilarious. But I did see Bella Ferrand's TikTok that you guys are planning to do it again. She posted a TikTok and it's her running.
Oh,
And she's like, me preparing when FAU softball has to run every single stair of the football stadium again. And it's just like, yeah.
I don't know how true that is.
You know what I'm talking about, Christian?
I saw it too, but
She's mentally preparing. And yeah, Jordan hasn't said anything about you. So now that you've reintroduced yourself,
Now that, again, you're entering your true senior year of FAU softball, when everything's all said and done and you graduate, what's one thing people to remember most about you?
I want to be the person that was a good teammate first. Was a good teammate. Hopefully put other people before myself. And at the end of the day, also one that worked hard for everything that she got. And not just people think like it was you to tour. I want people to know that I worked hard for everything that I have. And just a good human. I hope people see me as a good human.
was your gate? I think so. I'll take it. Remember me. Hazel had no problem with every stop.
But thank you, Chloe. You've been great. And I really appreciate you coming back.
Again, thank
And wish you nothing but the best season.
Appreciate it. Thank you guys.